Now, youth unemployment remains one of Nigeria's most pressing challenges, with millions of young people struggling to find sustainable livelihoods. At the same time, agriculture, one of the country's largest economic sectors, remains largely untapped by the youth population. The result? A growing cycle of poverty, food insecurity, and economic instability. Now, recognizing this, the Youth Economic Intervention and De-Radicalization Program, YEIDEP, was launched as a pro-youth empowerment initiative aimed at breaking this cycle. Now, YEIDEP's goal is simple but ambitious: to equip young Nigerians with the skills, resources, and platforms they need to thrive in the agribusiness while contributing to economic growth and national stability. Now, this initiative is not just about employment, it is about nation building. By creating opportunities in agriculture and agro-allied businesses, YEIDEP seeks to drive youth economic participation, de-radicalization, and long-term security in Nigeria. Welcome to Business Insight on Plus TV Africa. I am Justin Akadonyo. Today we take a deep dive into this initiative that is not only tackling youth unemployment, but also addressing food insecurity and boosting economic productivity. Welcome on board. Welcome back from that report. Now, YEIDEP is already making significant strides with 2.7 million youths enrolled. The program is on track to reach its goal of 12 million agripreneurs by December and 20 million by next year. But how does YEIDEP work? What are the tangible opportunities for young Nigerians? And how is the private sector helping to make this a reality? Joining me now to unpack these questions is Comrade Kennedy here, the National Coordinator of YEIDEP. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, my brother. Good morning.
It's good to have you join us.
You look amazing. You look great.
Thank you so much, and you also look good as well.
Thank you.
Okay, let's talk about YEIDEP and how it all started. I remember at the press conference sometime last week, you talked about how it was a response to youth demand after the End Bad Governance protest. How did it evolve to an economic empowerment program?
Yeah, thank you very much. I remain Comrade Kennedy Yeri. I'm a philanthropreneur and a frontline humanitarian activist. I believe in social welfare, and that is the essence of the existence of government. The ultimate aim or goal of government is to ensure that the citizens, they fare well. The welfare, the safety, and the security of the people. These put together form the reason government exists. So any government that has its performance fall short of these key goals I just enumerated is a failed government.
Okay.
There is no way we can paint it. There is no way we can try to make it more colorful to guide the people. If a government cannot guarantee the welfare, the happiness, the safety, the fulfillment, and the security of its people, that government does not exist. And what you see will be a people that are not enthusiastic about nation building. Whenever you hear of protest, the people are reacting to something. And you cannot talk of activism in Nigeria and without mentioning me. If activism was a career that people live on, a profession that people practice and they live on, like the lecturing job, by now I should have been a professor emeritus. 22 years of activism, social activism, humanitarian activism is no joke. Who is a humanitarian activist? Because today the word or the title comrade is bastardized. You say unionist, who collects levies and dues from the members of their union, being classified as comrade. My own, I think, apart from you, I don't know of any other humanitarian activist in Nigeria, apart from me. A humanitarian activist is the activist that fights for the social welfare of the people. And making sure you respond to their needs. So I pay school fees, I pay medical bills, and do so many other things that help people. If you, now we have started interfacing, you will see what I will do with your Plus TV within a short while. If people are stranded somewhere, you call on me, I bring money. I have partners, donor partners, spread across the world. I don't fight for myself, but I fight for the happiness and the social welfare of the people. And that is why in Africa, and especially Nigeria, where you have a lot of people elected who do not even know why they are elected, meaning you lead as an elected public servant, and the people who elected you, they mean nothing to you. They cannot affect you. Their welfare is of no relevance, importance, or value to you. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yes, I do.
And then you just feel we must keep them where they are in perpetual impoverishment or poverty. Poverty has become a campaign tool. And that is what has continued to recycle disgruntled, unpatriotic, and unproductive people parading themselves as our leaders. A lot of them do not see their people. They only come after 4 years when they want to. And what do? They don't believe in development. They don't believe in nation building themselves. They just see the money, siphon the money. When it is time, they come and give them 5,000, and the people act of their frustration and hopelessness and helplessness. They just, again, okay, since we have seen this 5,000, we haven't seen this 5,000 for like 4 years, let's take it. And they wait again for another 4 years. Those were the things I saw that made me come up with the obedient movement. What later became the obedient movement was my work. I was the architect of all of those things that you saw. I started it on the 7th of October 2020 in Oka. The current person who leads the obedient movement now, Dr. Tanko Yunusa, the spokesperson to Peter Obi, I brought him in. He was one of those who joined me to start that movement. So let's say I'm just trying to give you. Now, the need to clean up the system was what prepared me to come up with that movement. You could see the impact the movement made. The movement became a threat. Right?
Yes, you did.
Now, you asked a question regarding how this came about. Yes. So after the election, I didn't support the APC. I didn't support President Asiwaju. I fought against his mandate. But after the election, then the end bad governance protest came up. The Minister of Youth Development spoke with me. Somebody referred me to him. The people who later became APC people when they left the obedient movement. Dr. Mandela actually, the current Commissioner of Youth and Talent Hut in Imo State. That was in the peak of that protest. As I was seeing a lot of funny faces who were not part of, because the Take It Back movement that actually orchestrated that protest was just one of the minor group within the obedient movement. The truth of the matter is that when the minister spoke with me, needing my intervention, I loved the way and style he spoke with me. I asked him, okay, can we meet on a neutral ground? Because I won't come to Abuja. He came to Imo State. And together, I brought my phone, we interfaced with the organizers of that protest. We brought it to the heart. And then after that, they threatened, of course, you are the media people, that October 1 was going to be a day of protest. I demobilized also. After demobilizing all of these people, I sent a letter to Mr. President. Let me tell you for the facts, because I don't have time to
Because of time, we have to even move quickly.
Yes, but I must say this to you so you get it right. And those people listening to us will also get it right. I reached out to Pastor Pius Ayi, the former Senate president, and I told him, look, what is happening in the country, I don't like it, and I would like to reach out to the president. And I reiterated to him the role. He knows me too well. And then I wrote a letter to Mr. President, but he insisted on seeing the letter. After reading the letter, he told me, Comrade Yeri, this letter is too volatile. Can I help you to rewrite this letter? I'm talking of Pius Ayin Pius. Ayin Pius. Ayin Pius Ayin, the former Senate president, his former secretary to the government of the Federation. He being a lawyer, and he said, I was the former secretary to the government. I will help you to write it at no cost as my contribution. After he sent the letter back to me, he removed the flashing element I would have loved to see, because every human being has a format. I'm an activist. There are some critical elements that should be embedded in the letter. He removed them. You know what I did? I replaced some of them. That letter was dropped at the Villa Gate. About 1 month later, I got a call that there was a response to that letter. The outcome of the negotiation that followed is what now became the Youth Economic Intervention and De-Radicalization Program. Now, in the letter, the summary is that if you do not address youth economic exclusion, they will continue to marshal out plans to enforce anti-government protests and uprising.
All right, Comrade, that's well said. Let's get in, because of time. We'll spend 10 minutes on just one question. But then again, from what we understand, you're targeting about 12 million youths.
20 million.
20 million youths for
between now and December next year.
December next year. But for this year, looking at 12 million. Okay, so far, I feel it's very big. It's a very high one. How realistic is this goal? What strategies are in place to achieve them? We have to run very fast.
You know, I will always make reference to the obedient movement, because, and we call it track record. When we were doing the obedient movement, people thought it was a robotic movement. Like, who are these people? Always, are they not people just pressing their phones? They exist only on the internet. But unknowingly to them that behind every pressing of a button is a hand that belongs to a human being. What happened? When the election day came, they saw that the people were not inanimate. The people were not robots. They were real human beings who were not just existing on the social media. I am an organic man. 12 million is nothing. Go check. For those listening to me, go and just check now. YEIDEP.org. We have 4.2 million people registered already. A day, you have over 200,000 to 300,000 people registered. And we have not amplified. You live in this country. You just have no jobs. Where are the jobs? Who is creating the jobs? Are governors creating jobs? No. Are commissioners creating jobs? No. How many federal ministries are creating jobs? You call a spade and not a spoon. Only the truth can set us free. I'm not here to defend government. Things are not right. The best way to make it right is to do it right. I'm coming from the angle of solution. I'll approach government and I said, if you do not give a platform to engage these people, protests will never cease. And people like me will join. When I join any protest, I am telling you, that protest itself is a movement you can't demobilize. Now, this is where we are. Do you know we have approximately 240 million people
in Nigeria?
Then the youth budge phenomenon has been able to prove to us that approximately 30% of that number are within the age bracket of 30. Calculate and see the number. So if you are talking of 20 million, we have not even done anything. We've not even done up to 10%.
All right. So, okay, aside from this employment and young people really getting into this particular initiative, how does YEIDEP, address the issue of food insecurity and other challenges? Because I know over time we've been talking about agri and agro-allied business. What exactly is the plan?
We have approximately 84 million hectares of land. Statistically, we are using not more than 27 million. The question you ask yourself, what happens to the 53 million? Then you start having Federal Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of this. They have many parastatals under the Federal Ministry of Agriculture. Where is the functionality? The truth of the matter is that there is docility embedded in this system. The systems themselves are too weak to become productive. The people must take the ownership of the system. And that's what YEIDEP has come to offer the youth. Now, if we want to be realistic to ourselves, agriculture remains the only viable sector as we speak that can guarantee mass employment generation. Quote any other ministry, and I'll prove you wrong that it's like building castles in the air. Agriculture, you don't need any form of specialty. See, I know how to plant yam because growing up, my father was doing it, and we were the one that were actually putting the seed inside the ground and covering it because he would just dig it for us. Work shadow, one day you can do it. Cassava, the same thing. You know how to measure the spacing, and then you start putting those things there.
Yes.
You don't need any form of specialization or specialty to do it. What you need is land and the capital to have your seedlings and be able to take care of other things that are necessary to be taken care of.
Okay, so how do you sustain?
Now let me. Yeah, I will finish that now because when you ask me a question, let me finish.
Yeah, time is of the essence. Yeah.
You talk about food security. If we have land and we have the strength of our youth, no Nigerian youth is a lazy person. Even those on the street you see as hook-up girls or runs girls, they have more than one skills. Go and find out. A lot of them, they are graduates. When the system cannot offer them job placement, then they resort to self-help by doing those things. But now we are saying there is a platform for you. How it affects food security is that when we have young people embracing farming, embracing agro-allied entrepreneurship as a means of livelihood, we have the boosting of food production. Once you have produced enough food, the prices will crash. Now that is what brings about self-food sufficiency in this country.
All right, interesting. So as we round up because of time, now how do we ensure sustainability of this particular program and then encouraging young people to come into farming, and then how do they get into this initiative? I know it's a federal government initiative. How can Nigerians be part of this initiative?
It's a federal government initiative, but not without the participation of the private sector.
Okay, cool.
The first thing we have to do is to get these youths registered.
Yes.
Authenticate them.
How do they register?
They register online.
How? Where? What site?
www.YEIDEP.org. YEIDEP.org.
Okay.
We registered online. But a very big thank you to the financial institutions that have been in alignment with us.
Yeah.
And I will thank Fidelity Bank.
You can't mention brands. Okay,
that's fine. That is commercial, right?
Yes, that's commercial.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, because
the final word for the young people now, the last word in 30 seconds for the young people as we round up.
Look, there is no need to be doing online challenge. Don't look for problems to escalate. Look for the solutions you can place on the table. I didn't support the APC or as President Asiwaju. Right. I offered my solution. I put it on the table, and he yielded and gave this platform that we are calling on you to come all out. You have agricultural jobs, farming jobs for 20 million people. register. That is the way to go.
All right. Thank you so much. YEIDEP is more than just an intervention. It's a movement designed to empower young Nigerians, boost food production, and reshape the nation's economic future. With millions already on board and a strong vision for expansion, the potential for impact is undeniable. A big thank you to my guest, Comrade Kennedy, here for your time.
I hope to come back here again.
Well, that's the size of the show for today. My name is Justin Academy. Stay informed, stay empowered, and see you again next time. Bye for now.